to MisUnderstood podcast. It's me, Brandy.
Me, Melissa.
And this is episode 11. She's going to be talking first. We're going to be talking about what we need to work on as our own person, what we need to work on and get better at. So I'm going to let her go. And a lot of comments, well, not a lot, but I've seen a comment saying that I interrupt a lot and I don't let other people talk pretty much. And she said for herself, she agrees with that. And, you know, it hurts my feelings, people calling me out. And she's my sister, but it is what it is. I'm going to let her go. And we're not going to have it long. It's going to be nice, simple, and short, straight to the point on what we need to work on ourselves and stuff like that. So I'm going to let her talk and I'm not going to interrupt. And it just, you know, it just bothers me, but go for it.
I stress myself out a lot because I worry. It's one thing I need to work on. I worry about things around me when I should be worrying about myself. Same with my situation. Gossiping. I find things about my situation and I gossip about certain people that did my situation, and I shouldn't be like that. I don't take good criticism. When somebody tells me, hey, you need to work on this, I tend to take that hard because I don't like being called out. And I shouldn't be like that. It could be about anything. Just for example, a while ago, she said I need to work on not worrying. I got a little upset and I shouldn't have been like that. I should have said, okay, thank you for telling me. I do need to work on that. One thing I need to work on is my weight. I said it in the last podcast video. I need to better presenting myself and make myself look good. I try not. One thing my sister told me I need to work on and not being negative. It's hard. One thing I need to work on, and I'm sorry you guys, I can't drive. I stay around the house because I have no job. It's hard. How would y'all feel if your son calls you every Thursday, tells you, checks on you, calls you, sees how you're doing, and he's like, what you doing, Mimi? During the phone call, he checks up on me or whatever, and at one point I had asked him, so how was they have a new Buc-ee's there in Hillsboro, and him and his foster family went and saw it and checked it out, and I had asked him about it, and he goes, it's good, Mimi. He goes, why don't you drive and go see? There was a big pause in the conversation. And it was hard to explaining it to him because I don't know how to drive. And it was sad because my 4-year-old was like, oh, I can drive. I drive my car, my little car, toy car that he has. That they got for him for outside. And it's hard. When I was in the group home, make it short and sweet, I tried getting taught. I went around to all the houses trying to get taught. Nobody wanted to physically take the time to teach me one-on-one. House parents I had when I graduated, I give it to them. You know who you are. I did get my permit. People have always bashed me and told me I need to learn how to drive. My state of mind when I learn is a lot slower than most people. My sister might learn 10 times faster than me on some things, and that's okay. I still learn the same way, but I just learn it a little slower. That's it. And I need to work on not being so negative. And like I said a while ago, I do stay around the house. I do take care of the house the best that I can. And I need to be more uplifting, positive about a lot of things in my life. I'm happy where we're at. We're in our first home. My sister is working on paying off her Kia Soul. Not Kia Soul, my bad. It's a Kia
Sportage.
It's just Kia Sportage. It's a Kia car. You know, I'm happy where my son's at. I know that I need to be thinking of he's fine where he's at. He gets clothes. He has a roof over his head. And stop finding the negative in everything in my life. Sorry I got a little teary-eyed, y'all, but it's hard for me. And I shouldn't be like that. And I'm going to give it to my sister and let her do her part.
Let's just go off of being negative. And we're just talking about us too, because, it's pretty much with anybody. But if one person is being negative, you're going to want to be negative too. It's just like a chain reaction. And most of the time when she's negative, it goes into us arguing, which we do need to both work on that together. Quit arguing. Yes, we are siblings. It's going to happen. We live together. But the whole negative and, arguing is just like on and on and on sometimes. And, right before we got on here, we wasted 21 minutes of video time when we could have just been already doing it. We get mad right before we do a video because one person doesn't want to do it or they don't remember what we were going to do. And it's not just with, doing YouTube. It's with anything. And the thing about it is, I even told her, you make me feel like I don't want to do YouTube anymore. And I'm not going to give up on YouTube. I love it. It's, I want it to be my full-time job one day. I made it to 300 subscribers. I can't just stop now. You know what I'm saying? It's just we got to quit bringing each other down. That's what I need to work on. That's what she needs to work on. Is not bringing each other down, being so negative, arguing. Those are 3 big things that we do together that we need to work on. And we don't team up and do it together. But it's like if one person does it, the other one's going to want to do it. I'm tired of being negative, always looking at what we don't have, what we wish we did have. And also, I gossip too. I know you heard her talk about it, but, we would be going to church with our cousin and his wife, and she played a big part in it too. And we don't say nobody's name on our YouTube or podcast because, I'm not putting anybody out. It's not my place to, talk about anybody because, like I said, I need to work on not gossiping. But it is my place to talk about my side of the story and what I could do differently. Is just because our cousin's wife likes to talk about others and gossip and worry about other people in the family or worry about anybody in general and what they got going in their situation, doesn't mean I need to do it. And I do need to work on not talking about people, not being so angry. Like, everybody has a lot of opinions on my sister's situation with her son, and they really need to shut their mouth about it because it's no one's place to say anything but my sister. She put herself in that situation, and I know she gets mad about other people and what they do on her behalf.
It brings me down a lot. It hurts my feelings hearing other people and what they say about my situation. Yes, I put myself in that situation. Am I happy that I was put myself in that situation? No. Am I working on it? You damn straight. But it does hurt.
It's not even just about her son's situation. We both made bad decisions, and everybody thinks they have to put their input in it. And our whole life, people have tried to control us. And we might have fell off the wagon a little bit, but we are back, and it's, it's getting to be a new year. It's almost the middle of 2024, and then it'll be 2025. And I've been married for 3 years. I never thought in my whole life I would ever get married. So obviously I've already done better for myself by that. And this video is about us, working on things. And, I still struggle with how do I talk to people? That's one thing I struggle with, is not just getting mad about whatever. Because half the time I shouldn't be getting mad, but I do. I yell a lot. I, have to say my opinion a lot. And sometimes I should just let things go and move on. I'm not a people person, and I don't really take what other people do very well, or what they say, or what they believe or think, or how they do something. Like, I need to work on that. I don't necessarily have to work on being a people person, because I'm just probably never going to. But I need to work on, not getting mad at the way somebody makes a bed, or the way somebody washed a dish, or the way they drive a car, or the way they clean at work. Stuff like that. And then the way they talk, or the way that they act in public, or, if it's not affecting me and it's not my problem, and at the end of the day, I can go home and do exactly what I want, and you don't see that person, then why do I get so mad and frustrated about it? Because I'm always like, well, they don't teach their kids right, or they don't need to be acting like that in public, or why are they dressed like that? They need to present themselves better. None of those things apply to me and affect me. So why am I worrying about that? I need to worry about myself more. Gossiping, I just don't need to do that. I need to work on that. Especially if you go to church and you still do that on the outside of church. That ain't good either, because that's what my cousin's wife does. And it really brought us down, and that's why we had a mishap with each other, and we don't talk to each other no more because of that. Because I have to remove myself from negative people, and if they're not going to change for the better, I need to get away and change for myself, because I'm not going to get any better if I'm hanging around that still. I'm going to still be doing it too. And that's why we up and had to I already pretty much came home. I just pretty much got my sister back. And we had to just leave everybody we ever dealt with in the dust, because if not, we're never going to change. We're going to keep doing the same thing. And that's why we see some of those people today. We may not physically see them, but on social media and whatever, we know they're still doing the same thing. And we want to do better for ourselves. And then also another thing is I need to work on not interrupting people so much. If I don't agree on what they say, or if I think they're talking out of their butt, or it doesn't really matter, I'm always interrupting them. And that goes along with yelling and getting mad and upset. I do have anger issues, and I need to work on that, and I have been working on that. What's another thing? Being bossy, telling people what to do. Going off of what that somebody commented on one of our old videos that we done.
Excuse me, sorry.
It was never have I, whatever. Anyways, it's like a silly game. We just say a question, you either have or you haven't. And it was with my sister and stepson Grayson, and I'm not, it's like, you're just supposed to, answer either you have or you haven't. Not really explain it unless if it's like so goofy and then you're like, well, da 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 da. Well, Grayson was younger, so he was just kind of talking. And yes, I would interrupt him, but I wasn't trying to do that on purpose. And I feel bad about it. But it's like he was young. I was trying to not make him, don't be just talking just to talk, we're doing this kind of video. I just need to work on not interrupting people and letting them speak more. But it did hurt my feelings the way the person came out and said it. Seems like you do it a lot. Like, I know I do that, and it's something I need to work on. I've been having to work on that my whole life. Having the last word. Because I used to get in trouble and have to have the last word. And us talking over each other. It may seem like I talk a lot, but if something comes in her head, like a minute ago.
That's a major thing I need to work on, is not being so negative.
Yes, but we're about to finish it up and stuff. And we like talking to you guys, not to really tell you our problems and our business and what we need to work on and stuff. It's just, we want to know y'all are not by yourself. For anybody that needs to work on stuff too. For me, I'm going to just name off everything I need to name off, and then she will. I need to work on not being so bossy, telling people what to do, having so much anger issues, being uptight, because I hear that a lot from my sister, that I'm uptight. I don't know why. It's just I don't agree on life. I don't agree on people. I'm not a people person. I do not care. One thing that we did not talk about that we need to work on, and let me specify, because we need to work on helping people. And when I say that is we need to quit. And when I say that, it does not mean we're just we're never going to help nobody ever again in our life. No. But we need to do it the right way. That's what's gotten us in our situations in the first place. And why we made bad decisions, because we want to help everybody. And yes, we still have that mindset. And I had to physically say no. Because if you really sit down and think about what you want to help that person with, would they return the favor? No, they wouldn't. Like, I work at McDonald's now, and there's at least 2 people that I know that are homeless. This guy, he just came out and said it to me because we were talking, and he's like, I don't really like telling people that I don't have a place to live. I kind of stay behind McDonald's. And that really, was heavy on my heart, because I don't like anybody struggling. And then I kept talking about it a couple times. I told my husband and Melissa, my sister. And, they seemed okay with it. But then I was really thinking, we do live 30 minutes away. He didn't really want to do all that with me being 30 minutes away. Plus, would he have returned the favor and let us stay at his place? I don't really think so. He might, but, And then this other girl, she was staying with her boyfriend. Her grandma didn't know, and she was sneaking in, and now she's not with her boyfriend. Now she's homeless, and I think she stays with some other people at work, which I'm not trying to get all up in their business, because I need to not talk about people and stuff. And I'm not trying to, just talk about it, but me trying to help others not struggle. We struggled for a while. And you want to know how we got here today? Because of ourselves. And we came back together as sisters and got up out of it. I thought I was coming home, and she knows that I came home back, and I lived in my aunt and uncle's house. Came back.
Sorry.
And I wondered, why did I do that? family's not going to be there for you. And I'm not saying that's for everybody, but I knew better because our aunt and uncle told us, you and your sister are all you got. Y'all got to have each other's backs. And he said, you and your sister are all you got. Just take that in for a second. Like, we have family, but let me tell you, they sit there and they lie and say this and that in our face, tell us what we want to hear, but then when we try to get help from them, they act some type of way about it. And, you know, we just need to work on not helping people, help ourselves. Because that's why we look the way we do. That's why we struggle now. And all this, because we're not helping ourselves. And this is a video on what do we need to work on. And that's part of that's not helping people. Work on ourselves. Help ourselves. So that was, I said, not being so angry, not worrying so much, not helping others so much. Not gossiping, not arguing, not being so negative. What else?
Stressed.
Yes, not being so stressed.
Or worrying.
Because it makes you tired. It makes you not want to live your life and have fun. Like, y'all will see it on our YouTube channel because our podcast and vlogs and everything is on the same page. MV Vlogs. We're getting ready to, you know, set the pool up and, you know, get the final last little things that we want, whether it's a swimsuit or we want a certain floaty. I don't care how many floats we get or how many swimsuits we get because, you know,
it's what makes us happy.
Yes, we need to work on being happy. And I struggle day to day with that. I don't know if I can have a kid. I need to work on that. I need to just try to be happy and work on that. We both do, and not be negative. Because that lies to everything else in the book. If you're not happy, then it lies to everything else we talked about. And I'm not saying I'm depressed, but I might have like a little piece of it, you know. But we're getting ready to set up the pool and all that stuff. That'll be coming out pretty soon. Once we get the pump and everything, Tuesday. But we just wanted to come on here and just talk to y'all about what we need to work on and try to be better people, a better person, be a better version of ourselves. Because how can we help others if we can't help ourselves?
Right.
Somehow we do it and then we wind up in the dumps. We are in this house because of us. Nobody else. I have done everything myself. I've never had the luxury of having parents care for me, give to me this and that. I wish that every day, but it's just not like that. And anyways, we really hope you enjoyed this video of us telling you about what we need to work on, and know that you're not alone, and be misunderstood with us, because that's why we named it that, because we dress comfortably, look ratchet, and we're misunderstood. But the thing about it is, you don't have to copy. You don't have to say too.
Because at the beginning you said...
Yes, but at the end. I'm not finished it yet. Anyways. What was I saying? But we do want to work on, you know, presenting ourselves and looking better, like she said. Because that's... her thing is makeup and stuff. So, me, I don't really care. But I do need to present myself better, not look ratchet. But thanks for watching MisUnderstood Podcast. And another thing that we forgot to say on here is, while I was editing, I just remembered, is we explain ourselves all the time to people. And this is a misunderstood podcast, so we shouldn't have to explain ourselves. We should just talk about whatever and be misunderstood. But what I'm saying is, me and my sister explain ourselves a lot to people and have to prove ourselves to people, and we shouldn't have to. We need to work on not worrying about other people's opinions so much, because it really tears us down. And we shouldn't have to explain ourselves or prove ourselves to anybody, because nobody else does that. Like, we could ask other people the same things they be asking us. Like, for example, this past summer when we were getting like new furniture and mattresses and stuff, we have these house parents that are like good friends. They're kind of like parents to us, but not really. But I'm not trying to, like I say, I don't say nobody's name. But he was like, well, you don't have a job. How are you paying for all this? And that's just a prime example of, we shouldn't have to explain ourselves. Like I told him, we ran into some money, and and like, I shouldn't even have to been saying that, because that was not his business to be worried about our financial states. Like, we don't be asking them about their financial. Like, we don't worry about what they got, how much money they got, how are they doing things. Because, trust me, I do wonder that sometimes. But that's not the point. The point is, you don't be asking questions just so they will explain themselves to you. Because people always want us to explain everything we do, or how do we do that, or whatever. And it's like, we have to prove ourselves to people too, that like, you don't think we're going to go anywhere in life, or you don't think we can do something, and then like, we end up proving ourselves, we get a house, we get back on our feet. And it's like, why do we have to explain ourselves and prove ourselves? It's like, we need to work on not doing that. And I was just telling my sister we forgot to talk about that, so that's us talking about that. So we really do hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.